the chamber of those who have changed their nationality. Miserable was this place of torment. The cries of crying, the distress, grief, echoed in my ears. Souls were in shreds, a terrible desperation, my dear brothers and sisters. God's judgment in this place seemed irrational. Jesus said to me, "Son, you know the world is full of sin upon sin. I was on the earth and bore witness to the truth and unveiled the works of darkness, but the world has brought you a lot of things that always keep you away from me by the blindness of human thoughts. I will come for a righteous nation. Do not reject integrity and honesty. A nation is a sacred heritage that I gave to a people, and nationality is sacred. I first recognize a man by his faith, secondly by his nationality, his tribe, his language and his culture. If you are a foreigner in a land, keep your nationality and live as such. Do not renounce your nationality because it is sacred." I exclaimed, "O Lord, is that true?" The Lord replied, "The devil is the father of lies. He wanted the people of the earth to be lost. He has drawn evil systems to earth to destroy men like himself, renounced his heavenly position, leaving the kingdom of God for his own, which is darkness, thus changing his identity from a son of God to the son of the evil. Thus he pledges to woo the inhabitants of the earth to do the same, wanting every man to renounce his nationality, which is aberrant in the eyes of God." I said, "O Lord, I can't believe it. Verily, verily I say unto you, believe, and all of which I say unto you, my son. I have you created Congolese, and when you made yourself an Englishman, I no longer recognize you in the system of creation." While the Lord spoke, and I saw in front of us in the flame a wall, which opposed our direction. It was actually collapsing and quickly rebuilding. I say, "Lord, how shall we pass?" He said, "When it collapsed we will pass," and on this word we have crossed to the other side. Once we had crossed, we found ourselves on a plain. I saw things moving all over the place in all directions. I looked deeply in the dark place, and I saw that they were demons sitting before tables as if they were writing. And I have said, "Lord, what are they up to?" The Lord tells me they are commissioned to change the nationality of men on earth. They are looking to all the possible ways, all the strategies to put in place for the governments of the earth, but the Lord tells me we must continue our journey. Quickly we found ourselves in front of a large gate upon which it was written, "Prison of those who have changed nationality." On this portal was displayed the list of crimes of those who have changed their nationality. It was written, those who have deliberately chosen their nationality, those who did not want to take the nationality of their parents. The door opened and we found ourselves inside in a huge flame. The first soul that was in a pit lifted up his voice and shouted, "Jesus, you are the Redeemer. I am your child, Lord. I preached the holy doctrine and I fought for your kingdom. I evangelized and I used my own money to help people. I never announced my tithes and my offerings. These are all the pains I am going through and where I found myself." Jesus said to him, "If you really served me in truth, you were not going to land here. They are close and in the presence of their Father, those who served me faithfully. By origin you are Congolese, but in a deliberate way you have renounced your nationality to take that of the Spaniards. You did it too for your children. That is why I could no longer recognize you in this nationality." He replied with a fiery mouth, "Lord, it is the necessity that obliged me, and you know, Lord, even the Bible did not speak of it. If my leader had preached or warned about it, I would understand." Jesus said to him, "It is written there." She said, "Lord, I didn't know," and Jesus told him, "That's why I'm telling you." He said, "Lord, I had no choice given the level of my intelligence. I was looking for work, and the Spanish offered me to change the nationality for the benefit of their company and country. I did not want to lose my job and all the interest. This is how I agreed to become Spanish." Jesus said, "Wasn't your life more important than interest? Have you forgotten the answer that Satan gave to God? Job 2 verse 4, "Woe my son, I can't do anything more for you." He says to Jesus, "I see you are wicked. Is this sin compared to the work you have done on the cross? What compatibility is there between the greatness of the mission that you have done for me on the cross and this so-called sin for which I am perishing in this flame?" Jesus said to him, "My work is perfect, my blood is precious, but if in you there are sins that you do not want to confess, these sins will nullify the saving work that I have done for you." He said, "But Lord, can't you understand?" Jesus said to him, Beyond all understanding is my will, so rely on it." Jesus turned his back on him and we continued on our way. Almost a half-hour walk, we saw in the middle of a pit the soul of a young girl crying inside. She screamed to Jesus, "All sweetness, all goodness, all lordship is yours, Jesus. Take me away from this filth." Jesus said, "You had opted for foreign nationality while rejecting your own. That is why you are here. You rejected the origin of your parents. You belong to their nationality, not the one of your choice." I looked at the soul that stirred in this place. I said, "Lord, that what she did?" He said his father was from Malawi. One day he found himself in America when he was young. Then he started having children that had to be African descent. The young girl for her part categorically refuted her African origin.